Hello, I am Dr. Narendra Gupta. I welcome you all to my homeopathic channel, Enlightened Homeopathy. You might be surprised with the word enlightened before homeopathy. Why I use this word may be an object of curiosity in your mind because no one has connected enlightenment with the homeopathy. Homeopathy is a science is just for science. So enlightenment, the word is used mostly for human beings who have gained some kind of superior knowledge. This word is usually connected to the human beings who have attained certain kind of higher experiences, has gone beyond human bondages, have gained some kind of knowledge about the truth, about the spirit, about everything. So such people are considered as much higher evolved people than other human beings. But how it is connected to homeopathy is something new to my viewers. Might be. Not might be, but I'm sure it is new to everyone. Because homeopathy is a science, and the word enlightenment is used for something which has gained a superior knowledge. So how a science has gained a superior knowledge? So both of these things has been combined by me because I am a spiritual being. Hanuman was also a spiritual being, but Hanuman, Dr. Hanuman Sahab, he was a yogi. Yogi means he had a connection with the divine power, and all the knowledge came to him through this divine power, though he was not aware of it. So he could not make other people a yogi because he himself was not aware that he is a yogi, though he was an enlightened personality. But he never knew that he was an enlightened personality, but was behaving like an enlightened personality. That is why he has gone so deep into the medical science that he has developed such a beautiful science of homeopathy. Now, in this modern world, I am Dr. Narendra Gupta, was not born enlightened, but after my Kundalini being awakened by Her Holiness Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi, I have attained the state of a yogi, not only the yogi, but a Sahaj yogi, because my Kundalini have been attained. So I am aware that I am a yogi, and Sri Mataji has granted me the power of making other human beings as yogi. So my state is much more higher, spiritually higher than what Dr. Hanuman was. So I do receive all my knowledge about homeopathy or about everything in life directly from the divine power, which the great scientist Einstein has called the torsion area. So that torsion area in Hindi language is called as Param Chaitanya. And in so many other things it has given other many names. So I could now able to go deeper side of homeopathy. That is why I called this channel an enlightened homeopathy channel, because I impart this in-depth knowledge of homeopathy and relation to homeopathy with the spirituality. That is why I have named this channel as Enlightened Homeopathy. So this channel is in English language. Though I am an Indian, my mother tongue is Hindi. I never spoken English language in my lifetime for such a long period. I might be using few words, but not as a lecture. I use English as a language. So my pronunciation might be something shaky, awkward, or maybe it's full of grammatical mistake. But I hope you are not viewing this channel or my lecture just to find out what mistakes I do commit, but or how powerfully or how effectively I am giving the lecture with confidence. But certainly, I know you are viewing this channel, my lectures, to gain some deep insight the into the homeopathic field, and so that you can understand homeopathy at its subtlest level and can enhance your knowledge about homeopathy so that you can treat the patients confidently, effectively, and so the homeopathy can become a dependable science, which it is not so as far, because most of the people, laymen, general public, do not depend on homeopathy as they do on allopathy. So this is a little introduction about the word enlightenment, homeopathy. Okay, now I am going to take up a case today. So these patients, they come to my clinic. I record them as a video cases, and when I recorded the cases, video cases, I never thought of making videos for YouTube channel. But now as this facility has come up, so I came to know that this knowledge can be transmitted through this channel, through this medium, to every homeopath of this world or even to the layman's. That is why now I have converted these video cases. I have written down on a paper the verbatim, and I will try to explain it by enacting certain things so that you can easily get the how the patient might have behaved during the case taking or during the consultation. It was my great desire to upload the real videos of the patient, but because of the privacy issues, I am not able to do so. But in future, I have several videos where patients have given their consent to upload their videos on this platform. So in future, I will do so. But at present, I am just giving you the verbatim of those video cases. So let's start now. This is a case of an old lady, 50 years of age. I have written down because if you don't write it on the paper while giving or recording the cases, I might miss something. So, but that I do not want to miss anything. Otherwise, the case will not be so impressive. This is a case of an old lady, 50 years of age. She came to consult me for her burning pain in external piles. She was suffering for piles for the last 28 years during her first and only delivery. So these piles were developed during delivery 28 years ago, and after that he never had a child, not because of these piles but because of some other reason. These piles sometimes bleed and painful. So this burning lasts for 2 to 3 hours after passing stool. Stool is normally soft and she passes stool twice a day. So twice a day she has to suffer because of this pain. After each stool, she applies mustard oil, which relieves the itching and pain a little bit. But she never took proper treatment for these piles. So initially when she developed disease, initially she took some kind of treatments, but as none of the treatment helped her, so he just gave it up. So she narrated her story like this. She came with her daughter-in-law and she was sitting beside her, but both of them were narrating whatever they have been feeling. I do not have a set format of case taking. So whatever patient says and acts, I just record it, convert it into the language of repertory, and then prescribe. This is my way of case recording. Very simple. Not much technical. Now she is narrating how, Doctor, you have cured my grandson completely. So earlier I treated her grandson for some chronic disease and he got well. So just by getting impressed with that kind of treatment, she has come to take treatment for her piles also now. I have cured my grandson completely, though he had a very difficult and incurable diseases. Though we were giving him treatment since so many years, but it was you cured him completely. So this was the reason for her to come to me for her treatment after 28 years of sufferings. So I believe that you will cure my disease also. This is the reason of her coming to me. This is her main concern. This is the feeling in her mind that has brought her to me now. So we cannot say that people do not give mental symptoms. They always give you mental symptoms, but because we have a set format of case taking in our mind, we could not perceive it, do not perceive those mentals which the patient are giving. We just ignore them saying that this is just ordinary talk. So normally we don't pay any heed to such kind of statement. So this narration of the patient I took as superstitious. Why it is superstitious and what is the explanation of superstitious at its subtlest level, I will explain you all. So case taking has started. So none of the homeopath do case taking in this format. Now she is narrating further. I have piled since my first delivery 28 years ago. Initially I took some treatment. Now I have severe burning after stool. It lasts for very long time. There is backache along with itching and pain in the piles. I apply mustard oil which give little relief in itching, but the burning and pain still continues for 2 to 3 hours after passing the stool. So this is a very common statement patient makes. So now our duty is to convert this statement into the language of the repertory. This can only be understood if you are very subtle at your thinking process, and that can only be achieved if you are a spiritual being, and which you can easily become by awakening, getting your kundalini awakened through Sahaj Yoga. Later on I will tell you what the Sahaj Yoga and what the kundalini is, because this is not the field, this is not the platform to discuss all this. I am just giving you a hint. So this version of the patient I converted into sitting, inclination to sit, place for 3 or 4 days on the same headache during. This is the rubric given in our repertory. So the above version of the patient was converted into this rubric. How it was converted, I will explain you after some time. Now she narrates further. Apart from this, I do not do anything else for it. Sometimes there is a little bleeding also. Doctor, I can't sleep at night. I wake up at night many times after midnight with ghabrat. Ghabrat is an English word. Actually, there is no equivalent word in English dictionary for the word ghabrat. So you can just take it as a anxiety, restlessness. So this version was converted into the rubric anxiety, night, midnight, after half waking on. So she has narrated this much. Then I go to toilet for passing urine and stool, then lie down afterwards. So once she has ghabrat after midnight, ghabrat or anxiety, restlessness after midnight, she goes to the toilet, pass stool, and then again come back to the bed. So I can't sleep after that, though I feel sleepy, but I can't sleep. I can sleep only after long time. I cannot understand why all this happens to me. This was converted as a rubric capriciousness. So you can feel or just observe. I am just converting the common versions of the patient in the rubric form. So she says further, a feel of great ghabrat remains. Ghabrat means anxious restlessness remains. Even when she comes to the bed after passing stool. Might get confused and may not be able to get full grasp what she had been saying because I am giving you the rubrics in between. But after giving the test, again I will narrate the case without mentioning the rubric so that you can have full glimpse of the case. Doctor, I have been taking an Ayurvedic medicine since last 7 years which gives at least little relief. Little relief. This is important. So this is superstitious because you do not know what little relief is coming from that medicine or of its own. So that's why we call it as a superstitious. I take lot of precautions. So she might be getting relief because of a lot of precautions. So not very sure whether what is the reason of getting little bit relief. So that's why we have taken it as a superstition. So I take lot of precaution. I try to avoid chilies, pulses. She has named various pulses as they increase the disease. This is again a superstitious mindset. But sometimes I do take pulses and ajwain. Then I ask, then why do you eat them if they give you trouble? Doctor, I know they will do me harm, but I eat them. As if she is helplessness with the habit of her taste. So this I converted as yielding disposition. She yields to her taste buds. She yields to the passion of eating the desired food. This is very important for selecting the remedy. She further says, I also keep on applying sesame oil on the scalp. Why sesame oil only? There must be some specific reason for doing so. So I apply sesame oil to avoid headache. This is her way of thinking. So this I took rubric as escape attempts to. Means she apply sesame oil on scalp because she doesn't want to get some kind of headache because on applying the oil she gets relief or she does not get the headache. She says further, if I don't apply oil, I suffer from coryza and headache. So this is again superstitious. There is no scientific link that upon applying the sesame oil on the scalp you won't get coryza. She further says, I can't understand why all this happens to me. So this is capriciousness. Actually, you know it creates tension. This is naked wants to be. Doctor, I am very sensitive person. If some neighbor says something to me, I keep on weeping for the whole day. Even I can't sleep at night. I keep on grumbling on them and weep for the whole night. This is converted into rubric as weeping night. I find myself alone. My husband died 5 years ago. I have only son and daughter-in-law with me. So this I considered as weeping alone when ameliorate. I feel stressed till I express myself to someone. So this attitude of her shows that she can't forgive anyone and did not feel relieved unless she takes revenge by saying wrong things to the offender. She further narrates her story, Doctor, no one listened to me. Be they are my parents or my in-laws. She is at the age of 50 years. So what she is going at this stage, she has got nothing to do with her mother's family or mother-in-law's family, in-laws' families. because she is not a mature lady. So whatever she is having, son, daughter-in-law, and grandson is her family. So, doctor, no one listened to me, be they my parents or my in-laws. This is considered as rubric. Delusion, alone being, always alone she is. I have spent my whole life in suffering. This is as grief. I keep on sitting at door outside my house in the street. If I say something to my neighbors, they say, why you are telling all this to us? People tell a lie and have no regret, but I stick to the truth. This I converted as rubric superstitious and objective, reasonable. So no one remains with me means no one likes her company. She is saying like that everyone just go away from her. Do not want to sit with her and just gossip her because she says something rude to them. But she has an urge to sit with them so that she can gossip. So in foreign countries, I do not know what the circumstances are, but in India, people, the houses are very close to each other and they have a narrow lanes. So mostly ladies or many people, they just go and sit outside the house on some kind of platform is there on the house, outside the house. They sit there and just gossip. So this lady also does the same. So no one remains with me. This is converted as delusion, alone being, always alone she is. Now she has narrated her story. Now her daughter-in-law tells something about her. The daughter-in-law of patient reported that she has the habit of sitting outside the house and talking to the ladies around for the whole day, as she has passion for them or possible. This is considered as rubric passionate, ardent. We try to make her understand that they are very low people. They are a people of very low standard. Substandard people, don't talk to them because of we have our own dignity, and these people are at very low standard. So we are not supposed to get mixed up with those people. But this lady, the old lady, doesn't listen to her daughter-in-law. So we try to make her understand that they are substandard people. Don't talk to them. If they don't listen and upset you by saying anything, better avoid them. She avoids them for few days but becomes restless. So this rubric, this word, this version, this her habit of the patient I converted as ailment from celibacy. How the word celibacy has come or used in this kind of behavior, I will explain. This is the subtle form. That's why the channel is named as Enlightened Homeopathy. For few days but becomes restless when forcefully stopped. The rubric is ailment from celibacy and anxiety continence prolonged from. She goes to her room upstairs and remains alone there. Rubric is malicious because she wants to take revenge from her daughter-in-law. And she does not talk to anyone, scolds and repels children. She has only one grandson in the house, does not like to meet even her son. So she repels everyone. There are only 4 members, she herself and son, daughter-in-law and grandson. So she doesn't talk to anyone if she gets irritated. So this is considered as mood repulsive. So remains angry and repulsive, malicious. She becomes very much angry and says, get me a separate room. I will not live with you. I will live alone in the separate house, rented house, away from her family. At the age of 50, she will remain alone without considering that how will she get money required for her day-to-day expenses because she has no source of income. Who will cook her for her? Who will look after her? So this is just a kind of reaction that if she is a fool. So this is rubric is mood repulsive and eccentricity, because in India no one does the same kind of behavior. This is absolutely not a normal social behavior. Now I am explaining the reason. She is a widow with only one son, but in anger she takes such extreme step of separating herself from her family, that too when she knows that no one from her parental or in-laws side would help her. When we accept our fault, now again daughter-in-law says, when we accept our fault and try to make her calm, then only she settles down, and after some time you can again see her sitting outside the house in the street and chatting with again the same ladies. So this is malicious. Malicious because she can't forgive anyone. Takes revenge, gets well only when she takes the revenge. Until that time she has ill feeling toward the offender. Now following rubrics, I've been telling you rubrics in the middle of the case. Now I am just summing up all the rubrics together. I am reading it out. Superstitious, sitting, inclination to sit, place for 3 or 4 days on the same, headache during, anxiety, night, midnight, after, half waking on, capriciousness, yielding disposition, naked, wants to be, weeping, night, weeping alone when emulated, malicious, delusion, alone being, always alone she is, grief, objective, reasonable, passionate, ailment from celibacy, anxiety, continence prolonged from, mood, repulsive, eccentricity. Now this for I prescribed conium 30, one dose followed by normal routine medicine, which you all know very well. So she comes back after 7 days. She felt no change in mental or physical state. But her daughter-in-law told she is very much milder and cheerful than before. So we should not be very much pleased when patient says and comes that she is feeling very great relief, or should not be discouraged when patient comes and says that he has got no relief. So we should get confirmed. If you are sure enough of your prescription, you should confirm it before arriving to any conclusion. So now patient herself says that she has got no relief, but her daughter-in-law says something else. Daughter-in-law told that she is much more cheerful and milder and passes 4 to 5 stools daily after taking the medicine. So I prescribed the routine remedy for her as she is feeling a bit fresh, though she herself has not admitted. She came back after 10 days, so does not have that much urge to go out and talk to women in the street. Pain slightly better and told okay. So now gradually she is feeling pain. Why does it so? Why did she report that she was not having any relief in the first sitting or second follow-up? Because there are few patients who do not want to admit it. Second reason could be they are not intelligent enough to make a difference what the medicine has done to them unless they get a great relief. So after 15 days, when she got a much more relieved, then she admitted that she is now feeling little bit better, though she has improved a lot. Now she came back 26 December 2004. Patient says, I remain happier than before. Now patient herself has admitted it. I prefer staying inside the home. Earlier, she had a great passion to go and sit in the street to gossip with the ladies there. So now that has become milder and milder. Now she stays inside the home. So means that urge has gone away. So this is how I judge the patient whether the improvement has taken place or not. So now she again says My daughter-in-law is pregnant. She can't do much work, so I help her. Earlier, she was malicious and was not even on talking terms to her daughter-in-law. She has become more responsible as instead of going out to talk to the people, she is helping her daughter-in-law. Earlier, she was very much particular about putting oil on the head just to avoid coryza and discomfort. Means she wants to remain in a comfortable position, always concerned about her own comforts. This is an unsocial behavior. But now she has started taking care of her daughter-in-law. This is the sign of social health. So one should be healthy in all front. Only then we can say it he is healthy. All front means physically should be healthy, mentally should be healthy, social relations should be healthy, emotionally should be healthy, and even on financial front he should be healthy. So if one suffers from some financial crisis, some kind of social threats, he is not a healthy, though this is not in one's hand to get much more money or to get free from threats of the society. But once your vital force is set into harmony, then these outside influences won't affect you, or rather, they will also come into harmony and your financial condition improves. This is the miracle of homeopathy. So that's why this is the correct homeopathy. This happens only with enlightened homeopathy. No other system of homeopathy, prescribing homeopathic medicines, can bring such a great change in person's life that even the financial position, even social position improves after taking medicine. So this is miracle. Not miracle, but this is a science. But you can call it miracle because you have not even guessed that this could happen with the help of medicine. But it does happen in many cases in my clinic. Then I said, if your teeth are sound, then she said something about her teeth, so I'm just taking it. If your teeth are sound, you should choose salad and I suggested it. What to do for keeping oneself healthy. Because I thought at the age of 50, she might be having some problem of her teeth, so she may not be able to chew hard things. So in a very mild tone, I tried to become mild so that she may not get hurt. That's why I use this language, that if your teeth are sound, you should choose salads and raw vegetables. It is good for digestion. That's why I suggested her. At this, the patient was stunned and remarked, Doctor, don't you know? Doctor, don't you have your own original teeth? Why did she say so? Because she thought that I am of your age. If you are having sound teeth, so why not I should have the sound teeth? So this is a very scornful remark made after getting hurt. So I am much younger than you and have my own healthy denture. I can eat and chew well. I have spent my whole life in suffering. That is why I look older. Otherwise, I am not that old. I got married early, was employed, delivered child at a very young age, and became since then. That's why I'm appearance is like that. So he got hurt so deeply just by my remark, have you have your own denture? Dwells past disagreeable occurrences. My parents and in-laws never helped me, and she started weeping. She got so much hurt. The rubric is weeping alone when emulate. Son has poor business, husband has died. So has so much miseries that has made her look like an old lady. Then I said, why your son did not have the job after your husband's death? Because normally in India, if a government servant dies on duty, so government provide a job for one member from his family. So the son was denied the job. Then she narrated all the formalities were completed, means all the documents were completed. Then suddenly they refused on the complaint of one of my relative that I get pension. After husband's death, she got pension. So she cannot have two benefits, one pension and another job. So have my own house and son is earning well. So doctor, what to tell? I have no one. Started weeping alone when emulate. When I got my son married, no relative came with us. Me and my son was alone to manage. This never happens in India. And she can never do such kind of marriage with three persons only in the family. So this is an absolute lie. So she is a liar. So this can be considered as affectation, as if she has done a great job that with only three members she managed to do the marriage, to perform the marriage of her son, which is not possible. So what is affectation? It seems that she is trying to prove that she is a brave lady, for that she is taking the help of lie. She is liar. Because it is not possible that no relative came to her house even at the time of marriage. So all above discussion shows number one, malicious, as she was shocked to hear from me that she looks so old. She took full revenge by saying that, doctor, don't you have your own original denture? And then by explaining her whole story. She gave the reason of her old appearance, affectation, liar, and objective reasonable. These are three rubrics that can be converted from her versions. So again, routine medicine was prescribed for another 2 weeks. She came back. She was not feeling any trouble except external piles without pain. So external piles, these cannot be reduced because they are sacked veins. So they will not go to its normal position. So they will remain there, but there is no suffering. So this is the cure. She has improved mentally, socially, and physically also. Then she came back after 6 months for headache and painful external piles for 6 to 7 days. Other ailments were not bothering her. So the mental state was okay. So again prescribed the routine medicine, not any medicine was prescribed, but routine one. So after receiving this routine medicine for 5 days, she came back. Headache is slightly ameliorated, but no improvement in painful condition of pile. Then again, because now after wait for 5 days, her condition has not improved. So now I raise the potency to 200 potency. Give one dose and routine remedy. Then she came back after 1 month. Why? Because she got relieved and she never bothered to come back to pay my fees. So not feeling any complaint, remains at home, passion to talk to ladies has gone away, does not feel that she is alone because now she is happy with her family members. Maliciousness is very much reduced. She said up, now I live happily with my family. So doctor, you have done great job. So she was advised to discontinue the treatment because the size of external piles would not be reduced and to report back whenever the trouble arise again. So now you can see how with very few doses of medicine, such a dreadful disease, mental behavior, social behavior, everything got well. Now I again narrating the whole case without telling you the rubrics in between, without putting my commentary in between, so that you can understand or recollect what the conversation went between me and the patient. So I'm just reading it out without explaining. An old lady, 50 years of age, came for burning pain in external piles. For the last 28 years during her first delivery and only delivery, sometimes bleeding piles, burning last for 2 to 3 hours after passing stool. Stool is soft and eat twice a day. After each stool, she applies mustard oil which relieves the itching a little bit. Not taking proper treatment, have taken treatment only in the beginning when the disease started. She narrated her story like this. Doctor, you have cured my grandson completely, though he had a very difficult and incurable disease. Though we were giving him treatment since so many years, but it was you who cured him permanently. So I believe that you will cure my disease also. I have piles since my first delivery 28 years ago. Initially, I took some treatment. Now I have severe burning after stool lasting for 2 to 3 hours. There is backache along with itching and pain. I apply mustard oil which gives little relief in itching, but the burning and pain still continues for 2 to 3 hours after passing the stool. Apart from this, I don't do anything else for it. Sometimes there is little bleeding also. Doctor, I can't sleep at night. I wake up at any time after midnight with ghabrat, means restlessness, anxiety. Then I go to toilet for passing urine and stool and then lie down afterwards. I can't sleep after that, though I feel sleepy. I can sleep only after long time. I can't understand why all this happens to me. A feeling of great ghabrat, means restlessness, anxiety remains. Doctor, I have been taking an Ayurvedic medicine since last 7 years, which gives at least little relief. I take lot of precautions. I try to avoid chilies, pulses, and some kind of spices because they increase the disease. But sometimes I do take them. Then I asked, then why do you eat them? I know they will do harm, but I eat them because she yields to the passion of eating the desired food. Patient says, I also keep on applying sesame oil on the scalp. I said, why? I apply oil to avoid headache. If I don't apply oil, I suffer from coriza. I can't understand why all this happens. Actually, it creates tension in my mind. Doctor, I am very sensitive lady. If some neighbor says something to me, I keep on weeping for the whole day. Even I can't sleep at night. I keep on grumbling on them and weep for the whole night. I find myself alone. My husband died 5 years ago. I have only son and daughter-in-law with me. I feel stressed till I express myself to someone. Doctor, I have spent my whole life in sufferings. I keep on sitting at door outside my house. I keep on sitting at door outside my house in the street. If I say something to my neighbor, then they say, why you are telling all this to us? People tell a lie and have no regrets, but I always stick to the truth. So no one remains with me. So no one wants to accompany me. No one wants to talk to me. Friend, her daughter-in-law says, the daughter-in-law of the patient reported that she has the habit of sitting outside the house in the street and talking to the ladies around for the whole day, as she has passion for them. We try to make her understand that these people are below our standard, so don't talk to them. If they don't listen and upset you by saying anything, better avoid them. She avoids them for few days but becomes restless. When forcefully stopped, she goes to her room upstairs and remains alone there. And she doesn't talk to anyone, scolds and repels children, does not like to meet even her son, only son. She remains angry and repulsive. She becomes very much angry and says, get me separate room. I will not live with you. I will live alone in a separate house. So when we accept our apology and fault and try to make her calm, then only she settles down and off. After some time, you can again see her sitting outside the room, outside the house, in the street. So I will explain few of the rubrics for you so that you can understand their meaning. I took one rubric as superstitious. What is superstitious? She says that you cured my grandson which was suffering from an incurable disease, so you can cure me also. So this is no logic. If grandson has something different disease, age difference is there, you are having something else, age difference is there, so it is not any criteria that if I cure one patient, I will be able to cure another patient. But this is her belief and understanding. That is why this is called as superstitious. Because in a person which is superstitious, who is superstitious, believes that earlier such and such thing happened, so this is the same scene has come, so again the outcome will be the same. So, but it is not a proven fact. It accidentally, in few cases, it might be the same, but not the always. It is not a rule. That is why this is called as superstitious. So, I took this rubric, superstitious. Another rubric is sitting, inclination to sit, place for 3 or 4 days on same headache during. Meaning, she remains sitting at one place for 3 to 4 days during headache. Sitting means not doing anything, not taking proper steps to handle that situation to solve the problem. This is the meaning of sitting at one place. So she had been suffering with piles, headache, coryza, etc. for last so many years. Initially she took some kind of treatment, but since then, since so many years, she has not been taking any kind of treatment, as if she is not taking any step towards solving her problem of pain and headache. So this can be equated as sitting at one place for 3 to 4 days during headache. Headache is some kind of suffering, some kind of trouble the head is given, but he is not taking any step to resolve it for so many days, 3 to 4 days. Sitting at one place means not doing anything, though apparently no one sits at one place for 3 to 4 days. But this is a metaphorical meaning, this is a proverb. There is one more rubric which needs explanation. Naked wants to be. Naked means want means there is a need to do something without which the problem cannot be solved. So naked means when you do not have your coverings over something. Just a naked mountain, bare mountain. I can explain in the context of Indian culture because I do not know much about foreign countries, what kind of culture is there. When in India, if person takes off his or her, not her but his only, bushard, t-shirt, upper garments, no one says that he is naked. But if he takes out her undergarments or his undergarments and exposes them, then we say he is naked. Naked means his personal, someone's personal things is exposed to others, then he becomes naked. Wants is a need, means he does not want to be naked. He wants to keep her privacy or his privacy, but now circumstances are such, unless he or she exposes herself fully, his problem or his problem will not be solved. Because she said, actually, it creates tension. So this was her personal thing. What happens if she does not apply sesame oil? This was actually, when she uses the word actually means this is the need that I should tell it to you. So this is the rubric, naked wants to be. There are two very important rubric in this case: ailment from celibacy and anxiety, continence prolonged from, and ailment from celibacy. Celibacy and continence, they are two words which needs explanation as metaphorical meaning. continence is when you can voluntarily, at your will, by putting your will, exerting your will, you can just hold on to the natural discharges which are supposed to be discharged, just like stool, urine, etc. So you can hold them. If even if your bladder is full and you have a great urge to urinate, even then you have a capacity to keep on holding the urine for some times. So this is called as continence, means with at your will. So here rubric is anxiety, continence, prolonged from. It means when there is urge something to expel it out, only then you can get relief. Just like if you pass urine, you will get the relief. If you pass a stool, you will get the relief. And similarly, if you have sex and expel, sex means discharge your semen, etc. This is an urge, strong urge, then you can get the relief. After fulfilling your desires, that urge, strong urge, you can get the relief. Suppose you are forced, continence means at will, at your own will, you are just stopping yourself from discharging it. It means you yourself force to do sex. So this is continence. So this lady has a strong passion to go outside the home, sit in the street and just gossip with other ladies, though they are much below her standards. So in this act, she finds lot of enjoyment that can be equated to the enjoyment and orgasm one gets during intercourse. So how I correlate or how I make analogy with two similar situations. So this is at a subtle level. So when we perform sex act, so something happens in our brain, same kind of feeling or same kind of experience, we get some other activities, we enjoy it. So you can equate them, the chemical change in our brain are the same. So the medicine, so condition is the same. So it becomes the characteristic symptom. The grossly they appear two different situations, but at a subtle level they are both the same situation. They on our mentality they have the same effect. So one situation can be compared or can be analyzed with the equated with the other situation. So that's why I took this as a continence. If she doesn't go outside to make gossip with other ladies, she forces herself up. So she becomes anxiously restlessness that I should go there, I should go outside. But she cannot, she can do only for 1 or 2 days, but not for very long days. So she is again forced. She has again strong urge to go outside and sit with them. I took this as a rubric, anxiety, continence from prolonged. There is another very important rubric is ailments from celibacy. So what is celibacy? Celibacy is either deliberately abstaining from sex, or the situations are such that you do not get to have sex, but there is strong urge. So it means the urge is there to make sex, but conditions are not such that you to have the sex. So sex gives you enjoyment. This is stronger from within. Similarly, in this case, the lady, not only in this case, but in any situation where a person is addicted to something, he has a strong urge to do it and also enjoy it, but suppose he is forced to not to have that kind of that act or that thing. Suppose he is forcefully stopped from making that thing, for doing that thing. So it will be a strong force built within him, so that can be equated as abstinence from sex, means the celibacy. So in this case, this lady had strong urge, very strong urge to make gossip with the ladies in the street. So this is equivalent to making a sex. The same feeling, same urge is there, and same enjoyment is there, and then same satisfaction is there. So both, but as her daughter-in-law stops her from going outside in the street, means forcing her not to having sex. That's why she developed ailments. She becomes restless, she becomes morose, she becomes repulsive, so many things develop. So this is why it is called it, I took an ailment from celibacy. So this is how we go deep, or I go at a very subtle level to the meaning of rubrics. So when patient comes, we won't be able to understand that this version of the patient can be converted on this kind of rubric. This is kind of explanation absolutely new to you. So but you will become familiar as you keep on watching my videos. You will become familiar gradually with the way of thinking or the thought process I go under, and to bring out the subtle meaning of the rubric. So how I understand these subtle meaning of rubrics and words, I will make a separate video to make you understand, to explain you all the procedure, all my thought process. But in every video I will be making, or I will be explaining something, little bit of it, how you will understand the subtle meaning of rubric, how will you study the remedy. So this was the case of conium. Now you should not say that conium is always considered as a very good remedy for widows, old age. No, this is not I never prescribed medicine on those basis. So this could be the case with little child. This could be the case with the person having wife or husband or anyone. So there is no idea. So there is no question of being widow or widower. Idea is we should try to understand the psychology of a widow or widower, and that same kind of psychology, if available with the people with some other kind of situations, then we can easily use this remedy. My explanation might appear little bit confusing to you, but gradually you will learn and enjoy. Once you learn it, then you will be able to apply it easily to your patient, and you will get the very fast result. Then you will be impressed by the way of explanation. This is the need of the hour. Thank you.